Fusion Frenzy is one of my favorite games from the original Xbox. This party game with all its unique minigames holds a special place in my memories. It's a great time and you can still download it today. Without further ado, let's rank all 45 of Fusion Frenzy's minigames from worst to best. Number 45, Watergate Scramble. The water games are by far my least favorite, and this is the bottom of the fishy barrel. Here you have to race through all these gates to be the first across the finish line. The problem is the controls are slow and unresponsive, and accidentally going through the gate the wrong way ruins your run. Every time I see this game, I let out an audible groan. Number 44, Money Pool. Take the terrible water controls, add a whirlpool in the middle, and make me collect tokens, and you can guarantee that I won't like this game. I'm not a fan of these token collecting games, much less so with these controls. Next, number 43, Jet Boat Sprint. Another racing mode in boats, but at least this time you don't have to go through the gates. It takes 3 laps to win, so you at least have time to recover if you mess up. Still don't like it though. Number 42, Collector. In this mode, you have to bring these white orbs to the center to earn points. You have a weapon to shoot off others' orbs, but it's pretty useless. The arena is really small, and the boost easily covers half of it, making it nearly impossible to shoot off the orbs. I'd rather just not have the weapons to begin with. Number 41, Jetstream. The last water game. This time you have to avoid getting swept off the waterfall. There are shield power-ups to grab and bombs to avoid, but this game mostly consists of holding the A button and making slight adjustments to avoid going off the edge. It's pretty boring and still suffers from the awful water controls, so it deserves this place in the bottom 5. Number 40, Burning Fuse. This game is annoying. You have to time it just right to make your fuse hit your color rocket, but it's really easy to mistime it. You can change other rocket colors so that players hit yours, but I don't know, this is not very exciting. Number 39, Energy Ball. Here you have to carry an energy ball to these pads to score points. The problem is that there's only one ball at a time, so everyone just dogpiles on whoever has it. It's pretty fast paced, but not really that fun because everyone just clusters together. Number 38, your Rodeo. In this game, you drive around gathering tokens while you cut away the floor. After passing over a floor 3 times, it falls, and if you die, you're out. This game would be more fun if you could respawn or if there are multiple rounds, but instead it often ends within 30 seconds. Because of that, I don't really have much to say about it. Number 37, Prop Rotation. Gathering tokens again, but trying to avoid these propeller blades. It's very awkward to move around in this tight space, and I just can't seem to figure out how to duck below the higher ones. The winner is seemingly randomly assigned based on how many gold tokens spawn near you. Next. Number 36, Special Delivery. Here you drive tanks and carry orbs to these pads to score. It sounds fun, but you move so slowly and the respawn takes so long that it ends up just being frustrating. It's a low C tier game. Number 35, Rollmentum. In this game, you have to roll over the glowing pads to earn points. It's pretty chaotic, it can be fun sometimes, but the movement is just too awkward, and it can be frustrating to barely miss your target. I don't particularly enjoy this one, but I don't hate it. Number 34, Pyrotechnician. This game involves carrying 3 kegs to your station to fire rockets. Gold kegs are worth the most. If the stations were more spread out, it would be more fun and fair, but here you can just camp by the stations and steal golden kegs from whoever actually goes to grab them. A decent idea, messed up by poor arena design. Number 33, Air Raid. This game is okay. You run around collecting tokens, but you have to avoid the fire jets that shoot up from the floor. You can punch other players to mess with them. It's pretty random who will win though, it just depends on who gets lucky with the token spawns near them. Number 32, Pod Hog. Another game that's just okay. Holding orbs earns points over time. There are 2 orbs to fight over, so it's not too bad with the dogpiling. Not too fun, not too annoying, just kinda meh. Number 31, Falling Star. Here you collect falling dust to bring back to the center, and you can punch others to make them drop theirs. It's another twist on the collect objects and bring them to a central point theme, and it feels like filler. Number 30, Armored Antics. The description of this game says to kill players to earn points, but really you just have to collect tokens. Again, I'm not a fan of the token collecting games, but driving the tank is pretty fun, and it's enjoyable to blast someone and steal a gold token from them. Number 29, Blast Off. This is the best version of the grab items and bring them back to the center gimmick. You can steal people's rockets, but only one at a time, so camping is not really a viable option here. It's a decent time, and occasionally requires some strategy. Number 28, Tank Tracks. This is a 3-lap race in tanks. Shooting other players only temporarily stops them, and you can find various power-ups to help you, such as speed boosts, a triple shot weapon, and defensive bonuses. It's held back by the tanks being pretty slow, disabled tanks blocking your path, and the bombs not really posing much of a threat. Number 27, Odd One Out. This one's pretty simple, just make sure you're holding an orb to avoid elimination every 30 seconds. I'd place this one higher on the list, but the way it's designed ensures that the whole lobby gangs up on the one person not holding an orb. If you hit the button at the top here, it reverses the escalators, so that's pretty cool. Good way to annoy other players. Number 26, Victim. This is basically the exact opposite of Odd One Out. Don't be the one holding the bomb to avoid elimination every 30 seconds. The same problems with the other version apply here. I think they were running out of ideas when they made this, but it's pretty tense and makes for some fun moments when you're running out of time. Number 25, Tank Tangle. My favorite are the tank levels. Here you have to control as many pads as possible to earn points over time. There's a pad and a power up in the center, but it's risky if you go for it at the wrong time. These orange walls can come up and trap or destroy you. A solid game, but the tank controls can be slow and annoying at times. Number 24, Rhythm. I like rhythm games like Guitar Hero and Rock Band, and this is a very simple yet fun version of that. Just follow the pattern and try not to miss any beats. The player with the most points wins. Nothing too crazy, just a fun little game. Number 23, Blast Man Standing. I like this game. It's fun and simple. Just throw the bombs at the other players to eliminate them. Everyone has 3 lives, and you can time the bombs to detonate it at just the right moment to blow up in their faces. If an enemy throws one at you, you can try to throw it back at your own risk. It can be annoying if you're getting ganged up on, but it's a solid game. Number 22, Centrifugal Farce. I like the design of this level. The arena falling apart makes for some fun gameplay as you try to collect tokens. The random spawns on the tokens don't bother me as much here because it still takes skill to get to the tokens, even when they seem nearby. Again, the token collecting is not my favorite, but I don't mind this one. Number 21, Cooperation. While many of the games in Fusion Frenzy can be turned into team games, this is the only one that requires team play. To score, you and your partner have to bring an orb to different pads at the same time. If 2 players from opposing teams bring orbs, both teams get points. It's pretty fun and a great team game, but I still prefer free-for-all modes. Number 20, Space Tales. This is my favorite of these games in the floating vehicles. The person with the longest chain of orbs at the end wins, but white orbs can be shot off. If you hold an orb for a few seconds, it changes color and becomes permanently attached to you. The weapon power-up is greatly appreciated here, and I love how ridiculous it looks near the end. This game is pretty good. Number 19, Misguided Missiles. In the early 2000s, Xbox games were innovative and unique. This is one of those examples. You use the left stick to move your character and the right stick to control a bomb that you walk into other players. The person with the most kills at the end wins. It's hard to wrap your mind around controlling 2 objects at once, and it's hilarious to see your friends try it. This is the kind of wacky game that brings variety to this roster of minigames. I like it. Number 18, Laser Snare. Of all the token gathering minigames, this is my favorite. You have to encircle the tokens to get them, but if you get caught in another player's circle, you'll get killed. You can go for small, tight circles to get a couple coins, or go for giant circles at the risk of taking longer and running into other players' circles. It's a fun little game that requires some strategy. Number 17, Scratch Match. This game is simply a better version of Rhythm. Instead of earning points, you'll lose a life every time you miss a beat. The last player standing, or the one with the most points, wins. Scratch Match includes some pretty difficult button combos that makes this version much more interesting. If you want to test your reaction times, this game is pretty good for that. Number 16, Paint Panic. The first of the bug-based minigames on this list, here you have to spray paint bugs to match your color to earn points. You can steal other players' bugs by running to the area, but you risk missing out on some near you. It's a unique game mode that adds some variety to the mix. Number 15, Pinball. This is a fast-paced game where you have to hit the glowing bumper to earn points. The boost feature and the slippery, icy surface make for some chaotic gameplay. It's a fun game that I enjoy playing when it comes up. Number 14, Roller Ruckus. This minigame is a 3-lap race in these rolling cages. It's very straightforward, but watch out because you can roll off the sides. If you build up enough momentum, you can knock other players off the edge to get ahead. It's my second favorite racing minigame in Fusion Frenzy. But my favorite racing minigame is number 13, Bumper Race. Here you have to complete 5 laps, but you have to watch out for bombs along the way. You can boost every few seconds to get a ton of speed, and if you go off this ramp here near the finish line, you can maintain high speeds. It's fast, action-packed, and if you like racing games, you'll like this. Number 12, Rubble Alliance. We're getting to my favorite minigames now. This one is 3 rounds of Tron-inspired elimination. You earn points based on how far you survived, and the player with the most points at the end of 3 rounds wins. It's very simple to understand and play, but the next entry on this list does it better. Number 11, Trailblazer. This is a better, faster version of Rubble Alliance, but with a circular arena. Watch out so you don't crash into your own tail. It's a great minigame and I love the chaos that ensues here. I'll play it anytime. Number 10, Volt Vault. This game is super simple but really fun. Just don't get hit by electricity. You have 3 lives, and when you lose all of them, you're out. It throws some curveballs when the platforms change direction, which was the main cause of all my deaths. I'd place this game higher on my list if it weren't for this upper floor. What's the point of coming up here? It just makes your life harder. Number 9, Mystery Beat. This is the best rhythm game in Fusion Frenzy because you get to make the beats that other players have to follow. This usually results in mashing the buttons to make unholy combinations like this abomination. I love messing with my friends and playing this game, and that's why Mystery Beat deserves its place in the top 10. Number 8, Knockout. This game is awesomely simple. Just knock the other players off the ice. Avoid the center because the beam will periodically freeze you in place, leaving you defenseless. I would place this game higher, but it's annoying that if you knock a player into another player off the arena, you don't get the credit. Aside from that, it's a really fun game, very fast-paced, and I'm happy to load it up anytime. Number 7, Exterminator. This awesome and satisfying game involves smashing as many bugs as you can. The bigger the bug, the more points you get. But watch out for the fat flying bugs. Their explosions make you lose points. My strategy is always to go for the giant bugs, and it usually works pretty well. Number 6. Hockey. It's exactly what it sounds like. You have to bump the pucks into the goals to score. You can also bump players into the goals for a few points. Like the other ice levels, it's fun, fast, and chaotic. Not much to say here other than I really like it. Number 5. Rude food. Like Exterminator, the objective here is to smash bugs to get points, but you have to do it while defending your burger. If your burger gets eaten by the bugs, you're out. You can go smash bugs near the other players to deny them the points, but that's usually not worth it because you'll leave your burger exposed. This is one of the most memorable minigames in Fusion Frenzy to me, and I love it. Number 4. Bomb Struck. In this awesome game, you throw bombs at other players, but you can move around completely freely. Getting the high ground is essential. The aiming isn't as hard as it seems because your controller snaps to a player if you point in their general direction. Really chaotic and fun, easily one of the best minigames. Number 3. Tube Tremors. This is the best version of the bug smacking game. Not only do you have to watch out for other players and try to get the highest score, but you have to watch out for the passing trains. It's good, simple fun, and definitely deserving of top 3. Number 2. Twisted System. You probably wouldn't believe me at first if a minigame with only 2 buttons was my second favorite in the whole game, but it's true. All you have to do here is jump over and duck under these bars as they pass. It starts off slow, but it picks up speed. Unlike prop rotation, ducking under the bars is actually manageable. I'll happily load up this minigame anytime, it's really a blast. Number 1. Sumo. If you've played Fusion Frenzy, you remember this minigame. Trying to knock the other players off is surprisingly challenging, and I love how the arena gets smaller and smaller as time goes on. Sometimes the end just results in a deadlock with 2 or even 3 people balancing on this little bit. This is an iconic minigame that instantly pops up in my head when I think of Fusion Frenzy. In my opinion, it's the best one in the game. Do you agree or disagree with any of my rankings? Would you put Watergate Scramble in first place like a crazy person? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out for now.